All right, today's movie is 1990's Space Chase. And I point out that it's 1990 because this movie is a total Star Wars ripoff. And 1990 is kind of late to be ripping off Star Wars. So, how's it a Star Wars ripoff? Well, first of all, the main character is a roguish guy. I think he's supposed to be a bounty hunter instead of a smuggler, but he's basically got, sort of a black and gray outfit on. Looks just like some other guy, and he has a co-pilot that is not human. Although, because the special effects are so low, he does look like a guy. They call him a chameleonoid, and a couple times they mention, "Oh, I'm peeling" or something. But by calling him a chameleonoid, you'd think he would be changing shape or trying to disguise himself, and he doesn't really do that. And so, what's the story? All right, there's a bad guy, and he's got these drones, and he kidnaps a scientist who has been doing research on the power source that the bad guy can use to power his drones. And first of all, the drones look exactly like troopers, but in black. And I'm not entirely sure if these drones are supposed to be robots or if they're supposed to be like brainwashed people. Because you can clearly see the people's neck between the mask, the helmet, and the outfit. So I don't know what these drones really are. So the guy that gets kidnapped, he's got two daughters, adult daughters, and they hire our roguish pilot to help them get back her father. And most of this movie seems to be going to and from the bad guy's space station multiple times. So they go there. They have his ship can cloak itself as another ship. They go there. They rescue the father. Then they leave. Then they hear about the evil plan. And they're like, I'm going, the roguish guy's like, oh man, we gotta stop him. So they go back. More time spent in the hallway. Lots of time spent in the hallways. And then they get there and they get the signal out, and the Alliance, United Galaxies, I believe they're called, are coming, and they're attacking the space station. All right, so the space stations, they defeated the bad guy, they leave. Then the dad's like, oh, hey, I forgot to tell you, roguish guy, the bad guy killed your dad. So the bad guy goes back to the space station again, just to make sure that he's dead. The bad guy dies. So, in addition to stealing the look of one of the characters and stormtroopers, there's also the fact that some of the music sounds a lot like the Imperial March.
You're getting yourself into a lot of trouble, holding me hostage.
So, the great scientist of the United Galaxy is finally at my mercy.
But it's just kind of amazing that, in 1990, they were still releasing Star Wars ripoffs. There were a lot of them in the 80s and late 70s, but 1990, you got to give them credit for being so blatant. It's not all bad, though, because the models are pretty good. I'm sure that if I watched it again, I'd notice that they keep using the same, 2 minutes worth of footage, kind of like the original Battlestar Galactica TV show did, where they would just use the same space footage over and over. And maybe that's why they keep going to the space station and leaving the space station and going back to the space station. It's not a good movie. It's not a great movie, but there are worse ways to spend your time. I give it 2 thumbs up. The War in the Stars. But they don't have laser swords. The hero's a rogue.